Meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's the LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Christopher Titus is here tonight.
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
Chris,
I have some medical problems, too. I need to talk to Drew about.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, we'll talk cars during the break. You talk to Chris
during the show
about his medical problems. Christopher, of course, you remember from Titus on Fox all those seasons and doing stand-up. And also, got a few things to plug for Chris.
Right.
First off, does it feel like we're the only three people working in the United States right now?
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Although, freeway's jam-packed.
Yeah,
it was pretty full.
But I don't know where they're going. They're not going to work. They're coming home from a party.
You should see Pasadena. I think this is a lot of stuff coming in for the Rose Bowl or something.
Well, it's
really? Crazy.
Getting here was tough, and then pulling up into this studio, it was like I'm Omega Man all of a sudden. There's nobody. I'm waiting for like one of those little dark druid guys to come out and get me.
Matthias, your eyes!
You see the Thule fog at the end of the parking lot?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's like it's effects.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you feel there's a guy with a walkie-talkie. All right, Titus is in the building. Cut effects. There's a bunch of Teamsters sitting in the car. They're on golden time because they're getting meal penalties.
You guys like holding half a donut in a coffee cup now? Turn it off now?
Chris Titus is going to be at the Improv on December 31st, otherwise known as New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And also...
Early show. Sorry, early show. Get the hell out. We'll be doing like a 9 to 11. Then you can go party somewhere else.
Well, this says 10 o'clock.
I know. It seems all wrong, doesn't it?
All right, yes.
It seems everything is wrong.
9 to 11. Now, so
call the Improv.
People won't be celebrating at the Improv per se while you're on stage.
I think the show ends so they can go and celebrate. You know, because that's always great in a comedy club. Hey, go to comedy club in like Dayton, Ohio, and the guy's got noisemakers on the table, which is great for comedy club. I'm like, dude, can you pull the noisemakers till after the show? No, they'll be quiet. Yeah. No, they won't. No. They're drunk human beings who are,
I know. Once in a while they try us. It's like, bat night, hatchet night.
Bucket of beer night's always helpful to comedy.
Bucket of frisbee night. You see it at the ballparks, like 10 seconds. The first time the guy makes an error, everything goes flying out on the field. And by the way, isn't this, in terms of just judging society, I think, 50 years ago, you could have seat cushion night. You could have miniature wooden bat night.
Think about the fact that people still have the cushion from 1962.
Right.
Yeah. Okay? Right. Or 1948. Right. I mean, oh, my God.
Now, you could probably have, like, nicotine
Swiss watch
patch night.
Watch night.
No, you can't have anything that can be a projectile.
Yeah.
You can't have anything that could actually...
So it has to have adhesive on it, like nicotine patch night.
It actually have to be adhered to you, and it has to be on before you get to your seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because seriously, if they... like. Dodger Stadium used to have bat night.
Right.
Ever get these miniature little bats, and now somebody get their eye poked out? Or
there's someone to be whittling into a shiv as you're going.
Somebody get stabbed, they'd be thrown out on the field, and immediately there'd be a lawsuit, and you'd never have that again. And here's basically, and this is really, and then we're getting on to Titus over here and what's going on. But this is really, if you take the elimination of bat night and seat pillow night and glove night and all this kind of stuff, this is what you're talking about now with lawyers in America.
Yeah, it sums up what everything's wrong.
There's a stadium. The stadium has 35,000 people in it. 34,886 of them want the bat and will be responsible with it.
Put it in a case at home, and 20 years from now, sell it.
Less than 1% are going to throw it out onto the field, and that's enough to eliminate bat night.
Or hit the lady in front of them.
Right.
The point is the rest of it. I think the number is even worse. But the point being is that 99.9% of us bear the burden of that 0.01%.
There's 5 guys in the stadium out of the 50,000
that would actually hurt somebody.
Do something bad with the bat. And so none of us get a bat.
I know. It's hard. You can't go up and sign a waiver for sticker night. Hey, in case something happens, you get an eye poked out with a sticker.
But my point is let's just do something bad with the bat to those 5 guys, and then we all get our bat.
38,000 people whomping on some people.
Well,
That's a good idea.
The rest of us suffering because of those 5 guys.
Yeah.
Let's make those 5 guys suffer.
And by the way,
solving the world's problems on LoveLine every night, people.
You know how people just get like high security clearances and things like that? How about I'm not a jack-off clearance?
There you go.
Like,
on your license.
Yeah, it's like you go into the stadium on bat night, we check your license. Nope, the guy has never urinated into a mailbox. I wouldn't make that.
You got donor sticker and JO sticker.
Right.
And the JO sticker, you don't come to the baseball game.
He's not jack off. He gets a bat. He gets a bat. Let him go in there. Why all be punished? And Chris, I know you're into this too with the driver's license, which is you're probably a much safer driver at 90 miles an hour than my mom is at 40.
That's what I tell people all the time. I told the cop that recently in the car.
Really?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. And the same by the same token, I'm a better driver than my mom with a pony keg in me
at 20 miles an hour.
Than she is with a rice cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I should get the heavyweight designation on the license, and I shouldn't get the 502.
So you're actually also pitching a no jag lane, no jag off lane for the freeways.
Right.
Then you get that's great. You just go through the drive thing, it reads your card, and you can go 95 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's why I love coming to the show, people.
And everybody gets tested and rated. And what I mean is what it is.
Road rated?
Yeah. Here's what it is. You do some and you have to be in the car you're driving.
Right.
You have to do a high speed lane change. They do the thing where they take the water tank out. They get the pad all wet. You
back into a parking lot, do it like a 180 into a parking space. There you go.
All that stuff. And when you do, you get a little different color sticker when it comes to renew the license, and that's on the thing. And then if you're doing 95 and you got a beer out the window, they just go right past you and pull over someone with the lesser sticker who's doing like 75. Doesn't mean you can get rated as a driver. Yeah?
Yeah,
I'm so in.
All right. Anyway, Christopher Titus is going to be at the Improv coming up on New Year's Eve, 9 to 11, and then get the F out of there.
We'll be solving all the world's problems. Actually, the end of the world tour. That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Wrote a whole new act, and so a whole hour and 20 minutes brand new.
Is it hard? An hour and 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. How do you do that? Do you get to bring notes? Do you write stuff down?
No, I did, though. We broke the show, and we broke it in Irvine, and I had like 12 pages of notes, and I basically had to cop to the audience. Because you can't just walk up with a whole ream of paper. Fa-blump. Hey, I'm just going to be making some stuff up off the top of my head. Hold on, flip. So I had to go up and tell the audience, and they helped me develop the whole show, actually. And they paid admission to get in. It worked it out really nice. It's the only kind of stand-up's the only kind of form you can really do that. Thank God for Janine Garofalo making it popular. You can actually just go up with notes now. Thank you, Janine.
Yeah, she brought her notebook, but she leaves her jokes behind now. She left the jokes.
Wow, that's really something I wouldn't have said out loud.
Something happened to her. She lost her funny at some point. She got too serious, too angry. When a woman loses too much weight, I think that the comedy is in the fat, Drew. It's in the fat cells. And when you lose that, you lose your sense of humor.
Roseanne Barr, perfect example. Look what happened. Dropped 180, 300 pounds, boom. Stop being funny. Just sounds crazy.
Yes, fat people are funny, skinny people aren't.
It's interesting.
Look at the Biafrans, Drew. Look how skinny they
are.
Funny. Not funny.
No.
Not funny.
No.
But look at all those big husky. Look at Dom DeLuise.
You know what's interesting?
It's a big
funny.
Fat funny.
The fatter he got, the funnier he got.
Fatty Arbuckle in his name.
Yeah,
was in his name.
Oh yeah, Fatty. Right. No, let me give you two guys. So Fatty Arbuckle, funny, right? Iggy Pop,
not funny.
Not funny. Too skinny.
Mm-hmm. Funny, but not funny.
Yeah,
odd.
Funny in that there's a guy in his 50s who insists on taking his shirt off everywhere he goes, but not funny, ha. Funny like
a guy shouldn't flex and his teeth fall out. That's not good.
I was sitting
in line
today reading Dude, Where's My Country or whatever it is, that book.
Good book. Scary book.
But he was going on talking about how people on the right are so angry and vicious and mean and stuff. And the book is filled with venom and hatred. And I thought, the people on the left are always so angry. The people on extreme in either camp are the ones that have too much energy, and most of it is anger.
Exactly.
It's people, and the rest of it in the middle are just trying to have a life.
Yeah, 10% on either side are just psychotic idiots.
Angry.
I really think they're just it's just not stupid, but just light
They're
up.
acting out. They're acting.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, come on. Nobody's angry. No one wants a miserable world.
Under my regime, they would not qualify for a bat during bat night.
Of course.
Or the license, or the special license.
Too much energy.
That's right. All right, let's get to the phones here, gents. Mike?
What's going on?
You're 18. You tell us.
Well, I abuse drugs pretty good, and I get the shakes kind of a lot. And I was wondering if that's from the drugs.
What drugs?
I don't know. I eat a lot of mushrooms, ecstasy, smoke a lot of weed. But
Do you use much alcohol?
No.
Are you using speed every day?
What's up?
Are you using a stimulant every day, like speed or ecstasy?
No, not every day. I actually haven't used those, like ecstasy and stuff, for quite a while. But for the most part, I smoke weed every day. But in the past, I've used kind of a lot.
It's possible that that you're having a little withdrawal from the weed, and there can be a tremor associated with that.
Keep going and break through.
In other words,
you've got breakthrough.
If you're smoking like mostly in the evening, in the morning, you might get some withdrawal and have shakes. But I don't used to see tremors from people after they've been on stimulants.
Listen, at 18, you should be able to just mainline model glue and not really have any ill after effects.
Well, alcohol
Stuff catches up to you a little later.
Alcohol, I see.
Yeah, 18 seems a little early.
And hallucinogens of various types can have all kinds of weird neurological. Have you ever taken a big hit of acid or a huge hit of ecstasy?
Well,
for sure.
Oh,
yeah. The bigger hits of these drugs have more neurotoxic effects. I've seen very peculiar neurologic reactions from hallucinogens.
Right.
People get they get hydrocephalus, they get seizures, all kinds. It clearly damages large areas of the brain.
Right.
So
won't ecstasy just burn holes in your brain?
In the limbic area, yeah.
It just seems like a silly question. Yeah, I do all these drugs a lot, and I'm getting some problems. Could it be the drugs? Well, yeah. That's what it is. Guess what? It's the drugs.
Marijuana is the flame, heroin is the fuse, LSD is the bomb.
Mike.
What's up?
How about you reel in the drug use just a little bit?
Is there a reason the tremors are bothering you? Is you spilling coffee a lot? What's going on? Why are the tremors coming up?
My hand shakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the deal, Mike. You're not going to be able to back off drugs. You're full-fledged. You're all the way in. This is addiction, and you got to get treatment. If you're interested, if you want to see more deterioration in your body, you will. If you look at, there is also a Parkinson's syndrome people can get from large amounts of amphetamine. If you look at the way Ozzy walks and talks and the stammer and all that, that's amphetamine, Parkinson's, and you can get that. You're again young to get it, but some people are more predisposed than others, and there you go. Once it happens, it's over. That's it.
It's all genetics, isn't it?
What your predispositions are, yeah.
Because this ain't the 70s. My father could drink like a whole, think of the fifth of whiskey, smoke cigarettes, and a joint at the same time. 3 women in the house, naked, in the hot tub, on a winter day, and he would just be fine. Wake up the next morning, go to work. This kid's 18, shaking like a chihuahua. I don't quite. What happened to us?
Yeah, what is that, Drew? Some people have that Viking gene.
Yeah, Titus comes from good stock.
Well.
Yeah, more like Woodstock.
There you go. Well, yeah, 5 wives. Yeah, he real good. My dad was on top of his game.
5 wives.
5 wives.
I'm always amazed at the people that have 8, 11, 14 marriages and are doing it with a straight face, and the people that are showing up at the 13th marriage.
Yeah,
this one's going to last
forever. She's special. She's the one.
There's
Where do
no
people get
doubt.
energy?
There's no doubt that if I got to like 7 marriages, that my friend, Jimmy would be laughing hysterically at the wedding.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3, he'd be laughing like a maniac.
Not laughing. He would grab the mic and do a little stand-up.
But especially as you get into the 5 to 9 range.
Yeah, marriage license gold card. They just got to run it through. Sign there, please. Bottom copy is yours.
Would take you out back and just kick the S out of you. What are you talking about? They would let you get married.
Turn one of those bad road trip movies. Just grab him.
I like it when the people have 12, 13 failed marriages. Maybe 3 to the same person in there. Sprinkled.
Oh, yeah, that's always a weird one.
Then they become the radio host about relationships.
Right.
That becomes their job. That's that person.
She changed. Yeah. She took a course.
She grew from all that.
I really do think marriage should sort of be like lawsuits, where somewhere when you start getting into double digits, somebody steps in, like the court. When you go into
takes your rights away.
Big denied thing, and they said, look, I don't know if the first 9 husbands died of completely legitimate causes. I don't know if your first 9 lawsuits, which took place over the last 2 years, were completely legitimate. Whatever it is, this could be bad luck. Probably not. We're not going to take any chances. Rejected. And by the way, look at it this way. If it was just bad luck with the first 9...
We can't take that chance either.
Exactly.
We're saving you from yourself.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. The only constant is you.
Right.
So we're stopping you.
Right. Either you're lying or you're cursed. Either way, we're going to nip this one. And I can't say in the bud, but somewhere before it dies and falls off the branch. All right. That's and Chris, you're on one marriage?
First marriage.
Second child, though.
13 years. We've been
Second
married 13
child.
years.
Second
Although we're getting close, man, with this, she started snoring because of the baby. I don't know.
Oh, really?
She's
pregnant now.
I actually had to tape it because she didn't
you?
believe. I taped. You want to hear some?
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
5 months
All right,
pregnant.
That's my wife.
It's like a LoveLine listener, huh? but I don't know. Ooh,
Look at that. That's pretty harsh.
She's like a 260-pound linebacker.
Come on. 5'2", 97 pounds. When she's
No.
not pregnant. Yeah.
No.
I swear to God, that's what freaked me
No
out. Why do
way.
you think I brought a thing down
No
tonight?
way.
Look at that. This is 3 or 4.
that last one was gas, Chris. But
That's my wife, gentlemen.
Wow.
I love her to death.
No way she's under 150 pounds.
She is a goddess.
97 pounds?
97 pounds when she's not pregnant.
pregnant, though, 260, and starting
No!
as the Baker weak side backer.
She'd be an
Funny,
Oompa
though.
Loompa,
Funny.
man.
Funny. She's funny now.
Funny when she's pregnant, not funny when... Wow.
It's just...
It just goes and goes.
Actually, look at that. I guess she just put it on the pillow next to her last night because she wouldn't believe me. I kept saying, "Hun," because I'm poking her and she's getting really angry about it. I'm just, hey. She finally turned over, just cracks me. Quit poking me. Well, quit snoring. So it's 3:04. Actually, I timed it. I say on this in about a couple minutes. 3:04 in the morning. Chris with Titus. My wife's snoring. It's like I'm an undercover
He
operative.
held up a newspaper.
Yeah, exactly. See.
With the date, but
So I can't stop it.
Drew and I were talking about this last week, which is I've run into this with my old and current partner Jimmy Kimmel, which is I would tell him, because we used to travel a lot, we'd stay in the same hotel room, and he'd be like, hey buddy, you're snoring. No, I don't snore. And it's like, yeah, that's what I do. I like to wake up people in a somber sleep, a soundless, serene, somber sleep at 4:28. Hey, get up.
You're snoring.
Stop.
Worst practical joke. Yeah, worst practical joke ever.
Accuse them of doing something they weren't doing, which, by the way, I wake up. What do you think I do? I stay up. Here's my thing. I like to share a motel room with a guy, and about every 11 minutes, shove him in the shoulder and tell him to stop doing something he's not doing.
Because it's always hilarious. It's really
me.
funny.
Yeah, you know me. That's what I love.
Wacky
I'll stay up
Adam.
all night with it. Yeah, that's me, with the pillow over my head. Yeah, I love the denial. It's like, no, I wasn't.
She may have some sort of sleep apnea, and there are devices that can help her to sort of open the palate.
Doesn't sound like she's like oxygen is stopping. There's no apnea there. Usually, doesn't apnea have that?
Yeah.
And then there's like a death rattle, and then bap, you get the oxygen back.
That's what your dad had. Some more advanced forms. So that's when you can hear that down the hall, right? Your dad.
Well,
after the fifth tequila,
I'll tell
of
you
course.
what it sounds like if we have David Allen Greer
on tape
making love.
Yes.
This is what. Well, when David Allen Greer makes love to a lady,
sleep apnea kicks in at some point,
almost immediately, and there are some telltale signs. Anderson, do you have that?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I will give you something to smile about.
See, that's not my wife, but that's like a comic doing a bit, and that sounds like my wife.
That is a comic doing a bit. It is your wife.
Oh, ouch.
No, I didn't mean that way.
No, I don't.
It is the same sound. Yeah, I mean a good novelty snore. It's like a good fart impersonation.
Exactly.
Nothing can ever be as novel sounding as a real good fart or real good snoring. You can never.
With Dad's apnea, it was weird because you hear. And then a long silence, and then hope would set in. Oh, we died! And then pop. Oh.
If you ever watch them, it's kind of bizarre because their abdomen will go up and down for a few seconds before they actually kick one out.
It's like God's trying to snuff them out every night. Isn't it? It's like you're almost dead every night.
Well, that if you get the severe sleep apnea, yeah, you can. That's one of the reasons people will die in the middle of the night. But it's not that so much as it creates tremendous pressures in the lungs and the heart, and creates chronic problems with heart failure and pulmonary hypertension, things like that.
Well, can I help my wife? What can I do? Excuse me, I want to help my wife. Yes, I want to help my wife so I can sleep.
It seems to me she's the kind of person that you might want to put sort of a device in to raise her palate and keep her head elevated at night.
Oh, that's good. Do I wait till she's asleep before I insert the device to raise her palate?
Call the OB guy.
You do it with a Daisy air rifle from a pretty good range, because if you miss, they will charge.
Oh, yeah.
And
pregnant woman?
They'll hit the side of the Land Rover and it actually knock people off the other side where they can get to them. Yeah, true, right?
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm sure she's going to be happy to hear that. I'm gonna insert something to raise your palate. Just go enjoy that. Night.
All right, it's time to play Germany or Florida. Yeah. Now, the way this game works, Christopher, is all bizarre evil emanates from either Germany or Florida. This is something I learned working on Jimmy's show with all the crazy stories that came in at the writer's table every day. So we decided to start a game called Germany or Florida. Callers call in, they give us the crazy scenario, the crazy story, and we make a call, either Germany or Florida.
Germany or Florida.
Who is that? That was Michelle Branch, yeah. Go ahead, Roger.
Hi, how's it going? All right, good. Germany or Florida.
All right.
A woman sues her neighbor because the neighbor gives the woman a sex toy for her birthday.
That's it?
Yeah, that's basically it. No.
Woman sues the neighbor
because the neighbor gives the woman a sex toy for her birthday. And the woman thinks it's very inappropriate, so she sues.
Two things jump out at me. One, that sounds very southern United States.
Yeah.
And two, who the hell else sues besides Americans? Sues
yeah,
for nothing.
Yeah. But the Germans would be more uptight about it. But yeah, I don't think
uptight about it.
Although
it's advertised every.
A German sex toy is going to be a high quality piece of machinery and not a lot of suing going on.
Right.
I mean, you may be a little upset when you get it, but then after you use it, you'll be like, "Hey, that was sweet." Florida.
It's not stamped out cyber skin. It's billet cyber skin.
Exactly.
It's all turned off the skin billet. All right. So where are we going?
Florida.
Florida. Oh.
No way.
Oh, yeah,
Germany? Wow, that's bizarre to think that Germany has those sorts of legal issues.
No, but here, the only thing that smelled of Germany to me is how uptight the person was.
To be that angry.
Yeah. Like Germany's weird because it's either underground tapes of guys and girls getting it on with livestock, or you're being turned in for having wind chimes in your apartment. You know what I mean? It's like crazy swings.
Extremes. Right?
Yeah, extremes. Well, that's what you get. And by the way, whenever you got one side, you got the other somewhere. I mean, if when you have that real button down, that sort of Japanese, everyone's bowing, there's a lot of reverence, all that. Somewhere there's a rhino horn being put in a
That's
virgin.
right. You take a left in one of those alleys.
Right. Pow.
And you pay $20 for you come in, you see the whole little show,
Yeah.
You have a woman walk on your left testicle for a while,
Okay.
and
Too much
then you go back to your wife. You get home by 10 o'clock. Oh, hi, honey, I was out with the boys. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's Japan.
Right, and you bow to her. All right. Christopher Titus here in studio tonight. We'll take ourselves a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Christopher Titus is in studio tonight.
I'm going to name my kid tonight, man.
Christopher is going to name his kid tonight. Drew's dogs are in studio tonight, and they're blowing ass in here.
Unacceptable.
And I smelled that, too. The dark one blew gas right. It was right under my chair.
I'm so proud of her.
You think maybe as a doctor you actually give the dog some sort of diet that actually wouldn't want to drive people from the workworkplace?
Yeah, what about
You can understand, I come in here to impress.
Oh, well, nice job.
Thank you.
Glad you picked my night.
And the thing, if you think about it, you can't blame the dog because you turn, bananas and waffles into something putrid. They're eating gelatinous giblets.
And
you know what I mean?
Ground up newspaper.
Yeah, ground up newspaper.
Horse marrow.
And some fecal matter.
Yes.
Of course, the steady diet of fecal matter, carpet, hoof, and giblets is going to produce a smell
and yet
that's a little less than pleasant.
This one produces the smell, that one no smell.
Really?
Just like people.
Kind of like,
Some got it, same ate.
You got kind of the odd couple of dogs. Felix!
Yeah. Bad times. All right. Anyway, Chris Titus in the studio tonight, going to be at the Improv on the New Year's Eve, 9 to 11. And look out, got a Showtime special that he's finishing up that's coming up soon in the new year. All right. You ready to go here, Drewski?
Yep.
Oh, wait, I want to talk to this guy.
Oh,
Line 3.
I want to take a LoveLine call. We haven't had one in the last half hour.
Hey, Mark?
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah. Got Chris Titus in here tonight. Now, hold on a second. Mark's drunk. He's calling from San Francisco. He's calling because it says, Adam, you know nothing about cars. I know more about cars and carp. I guess that's carpentry. You're not talking about the fish, are you?
Oh, maybe crap.
Adam, I want to expose you on both points.
All right. Now here's what I can say. And Christopher Titus is a car expert, so he can act as a judge.
Here's what the Cosworth Vega is a hot rod. That's what he knows about cars.
A Cosworth Vega is a hot rod. Dude, you know what I did today? I cut 3 inches. I actually sectioned 3 inches out of a 56 Chevy Bing with no hood myself. Welded it myself. So let me tell you something, pal. I don't care how drunk you are. Unless you can actually pick up a torch, pick up a saw, and actually do some work, shut the hell up.
I'm a certified welder up to 1 inch in all positions.
Up to 1 inch. That's what she said, ladies and gentlemen. Take that. Yeah, high five, Adam.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They'll fight you off with comedy, Mark. Yeah. So, hey, Mark?
I wouldn't know the difference between a dry sump and a dry hump.
No, how dare you?
But I thought we were making fun of it.
Between a compound miter saw and a compound fracture. The Morrison tenon joint is a body part.
All right. Well,
did you have a problem with your dad, man?
Stump me with a carpentry and car question, please.
Okay. A car question?
Car question.
But listen, don't ask me some crazy, inane, specific thing you looked up on the internet about it. 43 Willies and a slave
I got your back. I got your back.
All right.
I got your back on the car stuff. Go ahead, man. Stump us,
do
genius.
a carpentry though, because carpentry is
oh yeah,
legit.
do carpentry. Do a carpentry one. You can do car and a carpentry. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's the. First of all, you once bragged you owned 8.
Well, sentences are hard for you, aren't they?
Yes,
go ahead. Let us
go ahead. You
once bragged you own 8 automobiles, which is impossible because there aren't 8 running Pintos in the continuous United States.
All right, what's the question?
Okay, all right.
Hold on. Let me explain
That's
something.
like the Don Rickles, like really bad Don Rickles.
Why is it that every guy who comes up and tries to sort of do that one-upsmanship and the stumping, and you call yourself, and immediately you just hate him, and you realize why these guys' wives, their kids, their coworkers,
why they drink.
Everyone just hates them, and they have to drink to numb themselves from these people.
All right, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
Stumping with a car.
The car question. On a GT40, what does 40 designate on a GT40?
That is the number of inches, the height of the car.
Yep, the height of the car.
All right, jack off.
And by the way, Pinhead, why did they take the 40 designation off the new one? Tell me why.
Because it measures more than 40 inches.
No, even I know that.
Lawsuit.
Lawsuit, Pinhead.
You're 0 for 2, jack off.
Okay.
Go to carpentry.
Wow, thanks for. I'm scared and shaking from your car knowledge. Oh, great
now
one.
I've got a question.
The 2 comedians.
Wait.
Drew, by the way.
Dude, I was on a wimpy. I was on a TV show on Fox, and I'm smoking you. What's up?
Carpentry. Give
All
him
right,
carpentry.
hold on.
Carpentry.
Let's just clarify one thing. The GT40, the car that won Le Mans in the 60s, it was made by Ford. It's now with Carroll Shelby's help, is now being reissued, and they can't call it the GT40 anymore because they sold the name GT40, it's now just the GT.
They sold it to Shelby, or
yeah.
They didn't sell it. No, some guy bought it. Actually, some guy copyrighted it, and then 40 wanted like $8 million from Ford, and
get
they
it
were
back.
Like, sorry.
Right.
Right.
Okay. And the other one was called the 40 because it was only 40 inches. 40 inches.
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Okay,
Go ahead, Mark.
now
Go with
I
the
have
carpentry.
a Florida or Germany question.
No, carpentry, Mark. Carpentry.
Man, no, don't be backing off now.
Carpentry.
Someone threw down a gauntlet. I want to see what happened, man.
Carpentry?
Germany
is stuff.
Okay,
here's
the carpentry question. How many layers of 5/8 sheetrock do you need to designate a 2-hour rating?
2.
All right, man.
Okay, here's another one.
Have another beer.
Let him. Go ahead.
Just nailed you on the burn rating code, you pussy.
He's on radio.
You would do an 1 3/4 solid core door with a pneumatic closer on that same room.
Nice. Look at that.
Molded, corroded, your meatballs exploded, Mark.
Okay.
We got to move on.
Now, Adam, have you ever heard of the term core board? And do you know what core board is for?
Whatever.
Board, because people can call different things different places in different regions.
Core board is used to line the shafts of elevators. What is the thickness of core board?
Who the hell knows? Half inch.
No, it's
all right. Listen, you're asking. You're asking.
You've lost.
You're asking inane commercial questions about stuff that lines elevator shafts. It's not a carpentry question.
Sure, it sure
That's
is.
a shipbuilding question, you retard. Listen, that's not a carpentry question. What lines the shafts of elevators?
You get smoked and then you turn into Mr. Peabody, man.
Ask a carpentry question.
Yeah.
Next caller.
No, here's a good one for you.
All right.
Here's a Germany or Florida question.
All right,
kill him.
We're moving on.
That was just a joke against you, Drew.
What was?
The Germany or Florida.
Oh, really? Was going to be?
Yeah.
Really?
How does some guy get bitter? Like, you guys sit here and help people every night. How does some guy, like, sit at home for months and just gets bitter and bitter about this show? There's a lot of shows you can get bitter about, but this one?
Yeah, I know.
Those guys are helping people with problems. I got to call them.
This has got to end.
Yeah, man.
I think it's more me that they hate. Amber.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, you're 22. What's happening?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for taking my call. It was an honor to speak to you and Anderson in person.
Wow,
my
what a nice
question is this.
change.
My question is this. I got really, really drunk last night, and I blacked out. And I was curious to know what physiologically happens when you black out, and if, like, it's a symptom of alcohol poisoning or...
All right. Yeah, I'll answer it. But a quick question. Did you not have, like, a pot problem ending about 3-4 years ago?
3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. I mean,
Okay.
She's 16.
Did I call?
No, she's 22. She's 22.
Oh, what am I looking at?
No, you just got a residual laugh there that sounded like an...
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I used to. Couple years ago, I quit.
Wow, Drew, very
Drew's
nice,
mad.
very nice.
Come on, Drew.
Drew's actually dancing
Sit down,
around.
Drew.
He's holding up like an olive
You're the
branch.
man, Drew. You're the man.
Calm
Drew, the
down.
dog's going to fart again and move around too much. Dog's like, that's my cue to fart.
Guys, I'm working as well tonight. You're not the only one, Adam.
But when I said, didn't you have a pot problem that ended 2 or 3 years ago, you said no.
I know.
Except I had a pot problem that ended 2 or 3 years ago.
I know.
All right, I could hear it. Okay.
Never seen anybody do a backflip with headphones on, Drew. That was pretty amazing.
So, and one of the reasons I knew that you have tendency to addiction is that blacking out is something that often is a sign of alcoholism. Not necessarily, but
it runs in my family. Yeah.
right. And you got the gene, and most people without the gene don't black out. And in fact, the more you drink, the more easy it becomes for the blackout, and no one knows why that
I've
happens.
noticed that, like, I black out a lot more now than I never used to.
Right.
And
so this is your
since
disease
I turned
progressing.
21, and I drink more now because I'm 21 and I go out more.
So you switch
I
over
find
from
that
Amber.
I black out much easily. Yeah.
Okay. So you've switched over from pot to alcohol. You are an alcoholic whose disease is in evolution. And what actually happens physiologically when you black out, no one actually knows. We know what functionally is going on, that you block the procedure where your brain takes short-term memory and puts it in files in a long-term file, basically. And so you kind of go through your day knowing, you look like you're...
Is that why you can remember more and more as time goes on about a night where you might have blacked out?
No, that's not the case. In fact, it may kind of clear up with time a little bit, but for the most part, whatever's lost is lost. Things are just not filed in long-term memory. And you go through your evening, and you seem to be normal, and your memory functions normally for a short period of time. But when you wake up in the morning, that whole period is blacked out.
Yeah, but you you don't know what you're doing, but you need to do bad things. You need to fight. You need to screw. You need to eat.
This is what the guy's version of it is.
Yeah, women don't do it. Usually did a male thing. Women don't do it. No, they don't want to fight.
No, but they don't really want to eat either. What the hell do they want to do? They do want to have sex, but they don't actually want to have sex. They just get hooked up with the guy
who wants to have sex,
and they become a little more pliable.
Right.
That's all it takes, by the way.
Why can't I get any props from even an appreciative caller like Amber?
Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job out of the blue. It's like you're like John Edwards or
That's
something,
right.
pulling it out of you. 3 years ago, I see a pod problem. It was pretty amazing. I want to know why she's so perky about her blackout problem.
She's into now.
Wow.
And she kind of knows it's coming. She doesn't want to deal with it.
Because you know what's going to happen? I mean, for me, I fell into a bonfire. My father died. So what's going to happen is you're going to have, perky as you want to be is more drink. It happens all the time now.
Yeah.
You're going to get hurt really bad or you're going to die. So
Christopher fell into a...
sure.
You know, when a guy says, hey, man, I fell into a bonfire, you think he's talking metaphorically. You don't think he actually dove into a burning pile of wood.
Chris went in.
Yeah, and a buddy did like this Jackie Chan leap flip over me and yanked me out. And then they left me on the beach because like the party wasn't over yet.
Only happens when you're camping, though.
Sure.
It was like, no, it was a big beach party junior year, and they just left me there till 6 a.m, waves lapping against my head, and then took me. Yeah, and then he took me to the emergency center on the emergency. It was like a doctor in a rake. It was like an emergency shed near the beach in Santa Cruz, and they were like, so they stopped me in the parking lot before they let me go in, and they go, hey Titus, look, man, here's what happened, because no one wants to be part of it.
Right.
They're like, okay, we found you on the beach. You're a homeless guy. I'm a 17-year-old burned up homeless guy with new Nikes and an alligator shirt.
What part of you was burnt?
I fell in like a push-up. I actually landed. We were burning a telephone pole, which I don't know where we got a telephone pole. I know it's pretty high up there on the drunk theft scale, though.
Yeah.
And I fell right on it.
Drunk
did a
theft
push-up.
scale.
I did a push-up, and I was holding myself right above the flames, and my eyebrows were singed, and my face was singed a little bit, and I was screaming.
And your hands were on the telephone pole?
My hands were literally on the burning telephone pole.
And then you went unconscious?
No, I was screaming, and I remember waking up. I actually woke up on the telephone pole. I don't remember anything till I was like, psst, I was on fire, and my buddy jumped over me and threw me into the sand, and then they left me there all night. And then the doctor,
you were asleep? You were
literally
unconscious?
peeled my hands back, literally right here. You know what the callus is?
Yeah.
My hands, like everything cut here, and it flipped back. It
Yeah, of
peeled
course.
back like
Yeah.
hinges.
Yeah, of course.
And the doctor goes, and they take out this green soap. I think it was either green soap or like a piece of lava rock spray painted green with barnacles and glass stuck to it, whatever it was. And they just started, it was making noise like, but I was on so much painkiller. It was pretty actually neat to watch.
I mean,
it's like a Discovery Channel thing. Hey, look at that.
Getting burnt is got to be the most painful. It's got to be. I don't know where it is on your guys' list of things to do, but it's.
Yeah.
And by the way, those telephone poles are soaked in that creosote, which eventually we would have got into with that caller when the carpentry question. And let me just say this too. How come? It's like whenever you say to someone, "Give me a carpentry question to test my carpentry knowledge," it always gets into some bizarre, twisted burn rating thing or elevator shaft thing. It's never just tell me the difference between a coping joint and a miter joint. What's a butt cut? What's a compound? How many? Explain what a carbide tooth blade is. It's never just your basic carpentry stuff. Always gets into weird, specific whatevers. And anybody can do that, by the way. And it's unfair. And we get into this when we do the show. Like I say, look, have some chick calling and stump me on World War II, and they just go and get on the internet and find the obscure name of some captain who led some invasion of something that you never heard of. And of course, anyone can do that. That's unfair. You have to treat it as a sort of overall thing. You can't get into the real super fine point specifics.
If the stumping, by the way, has to be you're pitting the caller's knowledge against yours too.
Yes,
the caller has to come up with the stumping question.
Not you get on the internet and parrot back to me some inane thing that you never heard of before you got on the internet.
That's a trivia question.
Or ask you a question from a bad Bruce Willis movie that was about the war that didn't really happen.
Right.
That's
you don't know that.
Right. All right. So doing push-ups on a creosote-soaked telephone pole while it's aflame. And that stuff is basically just tar. They dip it in and it's illegal.
Well, that's
now.
what happened to my hands is that it was just black. The hands were just black, and the doctor goes, we don't have anything to put on it. So what he did is he flipped the skin back. They got all the sand out of the chunks of meat in my hand, and then put salve on, and because they don't have anything that's skin yet, he flipped the skin back down and taped it up.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you have grafts after that? Skin grafts?
No. It flipped off and then everything grew back. My dad, though, pretty brutal. Next week was like making me. He said, "All right, every day we had to go up skiing that week. I love water skiing. He took us up skiing, and he goes, all right. Every hour he would make me flex my hands 100 times because they said I was going to lose use of my hands."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was that badly burnt.
You're like, Dad, I'm beating off 6 times a day as it is. I got I got a metric ton of Nivea already in the palm. I'm flexing, I'm beating it. Believe me,
you actually can't catch on fire now.
No.
Your hands will not burn.
I'm drenched. I'm like a rag that's been soaked in water. Yeah, we got to take a break, but let me just tell you about the pain of being burned. And I didn't do a push-up on a flaming telephone pole, but I swear to Christ, Friday at the office, somebody handed me one of those jalapeno poppers, the ones you put in the microwave. They got the little crust and the cheese, and I bit into it, and it exploded. It was like a porn film. It just blasted out one side. Molten cheese all over my face. You can see it's red there. Molten cheese all over my face. I was like, ah! And I was brutal. It was like I was traumatized the rest of the day, and I thought, that's nothing.
It's nothing. It's tiny.
These guys will catch on fire.
Yeah.
Like Titus over here.
Yeah, crazy.
I was welding today, had a piece of metal burned through my shoe to my foot.
That is what you call keeping it real,
I
Drew.
walked it off, my friend.
Yeah. No. You think Paul Reiser welds? I don't think so. This guy's keeping it real. We got to take a break. Christopher Titus in tonight. We'll be right back after this.
If you need help, hang up and then dial.
LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, yo, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Uh-oh. Drew's dog's going at it. And Drew had to discipline one of them for not farting. The other one farted. Took credit for it. Christopher Titus is in studio tonight.
Good evening. Going to be at the Improv New Year's Eve doing the 5th annual End of the World Tour.
That's right. 1 hour and 20 minutes of hilarity. Original hilarity.
That's right.
By the way.
Well, I had a kid 16 days before 9/11, man. That's a big deal. And the world's coming apart now, and I'm watching it with different eyes now.
Yeah. It's scary now when they give a terror threat. You're like, oh.
Every day, what the hell we need a terror threat? Yeah, it's elevated again. Really? What happened today? Nothing. Nothing.
Well, there's a couple things.
My kid is learning her colors from the terrorist alert rainbow. She thinks Winnie the Pooh's a medium threat.
I'm worried. Here's the other thing. Well, I got a bunch of stuff because I did hear about the terror threat raised to, I don't know, more than medium.
Not severe, but high.
Here's the thing. First off, you cannot use a scale that has no inherent order to it.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What I mean is
no. I know
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
right.
I know. Yeah,
right. You have to use 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C or fat, average and skinny, or you have
can't have low, high, and severe.
Yeah, but just give me a picture of a dude with a gun. Like, if it said to the elevator and there's a guy with a gun, like, on the walkway, they don't walk sign, they got a guy. If you had a guy with a rocket launcher, it's a big deal. Today's a big deal. And the little guy running from a nuclear cloud, it must be a red day. Then I know. But I don't know if it's orange. Oh, okay. How scared should I be? Give me a level of scared I need to be. That's all. Explain the freaking scale.
Yeah, the colors
what do you think I'm talking about, jack off?
It's called,
of course I know the word severe means, worse than
red is severe, high is orange.
Yeah, but orange, it's always confusing. It's a word orange, that means severe. And if you have to say that means, then just drop whatever the color
they should drop the
is.
color, yeah.
In blue, there's a guy with a rubber band pointed at another guy's head. Dan, I know what the scale is. I know how scared I need to be today.
I think the New Year's thing I'm worried about.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, great.
Okay, here's a couple.
Nothing's going to happen at the Improv. I'm going to be there. You want to be safe? Go to the Improv.
Go to the Improv, yeah. There you go.
The night the comedy died, everybody. What? Christopher Titus on fire again. Okay. And probably for the last time. But let me say this. Okay. A couple of questions. One is doesn't it always go up around the holidays and New Year's and these sort of things?
Yes. In the Middle East,
the last few years.
When was the last time something happened, though? I mean, we keep this.
Well, now you're jinxing
there's this fake inherent threat. No, let's make.
Every time they've predicted sort of something in American interests, something has happened.
No.
Untrue.
Yeah,
no. Many times. Not every time, but I mean, many times they've been able to predict. The last few things that happened, they were preparing
around the world.
Yeah.
And that's not exactly what we're thinking about when they give us this thing. So the last 15 times they've raised it, nothing has happened on U.S. soil.
That's true.
So here's a couple of questions, and I don't know if we have the answer for these. One does it inherently go up during the holiday season just because they're more apt to strike during that season? Not because we've learned new information. about them striking, but that this is a time that they would do this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Then I watched the news conferences, and they were saying that the cells are operating very independently, and they do that in order to not be thwarted, and that always there's some communication and money flow just prior, and they've had one of those just prior activities, flurry of communications and activity going.
Right.
And just based on that, they're saying, well, this is what they do before they strike.
Right.
They're promising a strike, so we're going to raise the thing. And isn't it interesting? They said, isn't it interesting that it's holidays, and that's when they might like to get the most bang for their buck?
Yeah, but if the money's moving, if that's a big deal, wouldn't they just get the terror alert go up after when they pay their bills at the end of the month? Every month, they'd be like the 30th, they'd be like, oh, the money's moving. No, he's just paying his DirecTV bill. All the terrorists are getting their cable paid for. Relax.
Steal
Everybody.
cable, these.
No, they don't even pay for the cable.
My friends steal cable. The terrorists have enough honor to actually pay. They're not. They're yellow cowards, but they're not indecent people like my buddy Ray at the Black Box for all those years. But here's the thing. So there is activity that's going on. Number two, then now let's think about what our government has to gain from doing the "Hey everybody, look out." When they say "Hey everybody, look out," obviously that's going to trickle back to the terrorists.
Might make them might not do it then.
Possibly. Yeah. On the other hand, it always makes me nervous when they said, I heard it today, I was watching football, they're like, be on the alert. Like, look, you got to give me a little more to work. Head on a swivel. You got to give me a little more than that. You know what I mean? And by the way, my idea of being on the alert is seeing shady-looking Arab guys and going after them. That's my idea. Now, since you guys have discouraged us from doing that, and by the way, you're telling us to be on the alert, you're patting down old ladies at the airport, old blonde ladies, and letting Masim pass right on through. So who's on the alert? And by the way, isn't it illegal to be on the alert? You know what I mean? By
in this country,
crappy laws, we can't be on the alert. I mean, it's like, well, you saw him carrying a suspicious package, and he was wearing sandals and a dress, and he was riding a camel, but he's done nothing wrong. We can do.
Can't profile.
Yeah.
Can't
which
profile.
is it? You want us to be on the alert or don't you?
He's carrying a Saudi issued weapon. No, can't profile.
Cannot.
No, stop. The lady with the walker. Stop. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
She was number 37. 37. Every 37 gets stopped.
LAX.
You Sandy Duncan's mom.
Yeah.
Come here. Drag your dried up 9-year-old carcass over here.
Don't look at me with that lazy eye like that. Just put the bags down.
All right. We got a break.
All right. Yeah. All talking to the horn. Okay. Christopher Titus in studio tonight. We'll be right back.
If you need help, hang up and then dial.
LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Christopher Titus. Regular guy. Oh, thank Christ.
What does that mean?
It's just we get some of these head cases in here, these bands,
Entertainment types.
Oh, I've been through a nightmare. Mom in the mental hospital shot and killed her last husband, dad, 6 wives, alcoholic. Come on.
Regular guy. That's what we're talking about.
Come on, man.
That's what we're talking about.
It's not important enough to be a dick.
Your mom shot and killed her last husband?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because you don't get another one after that.
Yeah, but you got to remember, this is the woman that chose his dad.
Right.
Yeah. So it starts to fit together there.
Did she have to do any time? Or what?
Because she got acquitted. She went to trial, got acquitted, and got the guy's $100,000 life insurance policy.
Wow.
You want to hear the funniest part of the story?
The one that she cashed in went after she killed him, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
The funniest part of the story.
That couldn't get any funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Where my mom shoots and kills a man. And he was the one they had a place in Idaho, and they had 2 acres of land, and he's the one that took her out and taught her how to shoot.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? That just cracks me up.
No wonder Chris sees such great humor in things.
No, because he used to beat her. So
that's funny, too. That's funny.
Here's a tip for you guys. If you're going to beat her, don't teach her to fire the weapon. That's a very... Hey, you're holding it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, it is a... Ultimate. Well, my wife has a gun or two, and ultimately that's how I'm going to go. I've found. Yeah.
If that's true, there's no doubt about that.
She'll catch me beating off and shoot me.
Wow, that's
cheating, kind of.
Is she that intense? Is she that intense?
No, but
wow.
she will eventually have
I'm
had
that
just
intense.
Yes. Well, that intense isn't the right word, but she will eventually have an ass enough full that Adam will just have to go.
She's going to shoot me.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah.
And it will not be about masturbating.
So
she just thinks she can't quit.
Your mom shot the guy because he was abusive.
Right.
And she killed him.
And she let him, actually, she shot him, and then as he was laying there gut shot, my sister was like, we should call the ambulance. And Mom goes, no, wait, and let the guy kind of go out, and then she called the ambulance.
But did that part come out in court?
No, my sister told me years later.
Oh,
wow. She told me that was like, no, ho.
What was the acquitted for defense?
She was acquitted, yeah. So he busted her up pretty good, busted her face up pretty good. So, that's why every time I'm here on this show and I hear some of the calls, I listen to it at home when I'm working in the garage and stuff, and I really like it. I feel like, it's like a comfortable shoe.
It's a comfortable loafer filled with glass, snakes, and weevils. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's great. All right, everybody. So, look, we all have our crosses to bear. Let's power forward. But let me just say...
power forward.
Let me say
power forward, then... let me just say...
Let me just say this. We're talking about the Homeland Security and what we're going to do and all this. And I think I think we can all agree that going after the trouble at its source is a pretty decent plan, as opposed to letting people...
Not according to Dean.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, it's all outrageous. How dare we?
Oh. You mean who's running...
the Democratic ticket.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing. Instead of letting people come up with plans, ammunitions, money, and stuff like that, and then come over and execute these plans, such as 9/11, we should just go root them out where they are. Yeah. I think that's a number one plan. But the number two thing that sort of frustrates me, and I think we're all in the same boat here, which is you hear Tommy Chong tell his story about the 25 marshals that break into the guy's house and start tearing it apart, confiscating his computer and this and that. He gets busted because he has glass bongs. It's not the bamboo ones or the plastic ones that get him into trouble.
It's the glass
there seems to be a bottomless amount of money and troops and resources and manpower to get Heidi Fleiss's girls, to get Tommy Chong. But when it's like, hey, listen, CBS News took some spent uranium and they shipped it right through the port of Los Angeles and then trucked it right through downtown. Hey, we just don't have enough men.
How dare you? How dare you? Those men are to be deployed in the strip bars to keep the
we got 6 foot buffers in the stripper zone, and we got to get out to Tommy Chong's house.
Yeah, and there's a guy with a religion in Utah with 14 people following him, and I heard they've got a 45. We got to get some guys over there, some helicopters.
We got to go before he trades that Daisy BB gun in for a 22.
There you go.
We got to go surround this guy's site. Really? How about we take a few of these guys and put them down at the port and check the containers that are coming in the port? Now, here's all I want as a society. All I want is a vote. This is what we do with everything. And not only do we vote on, who's going to be the president, who's going to be the mayor, and who's going to be the governor, but how about we decide what's important to us and allocate things accordingly? Like, who's in favor of stopping dirty bombs from coming through in containers completely unguarded from Jakarta into the port of Los Angeles and set to designate on the back of the flatbed truck during rush hour as it's in the middle of downtown? All hands?
I'm on board.
I'm
up.
Show of hands. Who needs Tommy Chong off the street? Bert, put your hand down. Bert, you're listening to your iPod again, and got
confused.
We're going to talk after this. But the point is, all right, the ayes have it. Everybody down to the port. You, put Tommy Chong's computer down, put his bong down, put the still smoking CD down, and let's head down to the port and start checking some containers. That's all I want. And who wants some profiling at the airport? Everybody, I'm tired of seeing Sandy Duncan's mom shaking down.
Anybody from another country that doesn't, that's coughing up like a jellyfish into your hanky before you get on the plane to America. You have to go into a litmus thing. If it turns purple, you take you out and we quarantine you. How about that?
Right. A slippery slope, Adam. Slippery slope. Soon we will not have enough men to guard and investigate Michael Jackson.
That's
right. Slippery slope. We will not have sufficient resources to go after him.
Santa Barbara.
That's a slippery slope.
All I'm saying is
kids getting molested. That's what'll happen.
Here's what this, we're blind and we won't profile and we won't do anything gets you. It gets you the shoe bomber guy on the plane. I mean, this has turned into a novelty now. If he had not had that shoe taken away from him when he was trying to light it, would have blown a hole in the side of the plane and possibly killed hundreds of people. This guy was trying to do this stuff in Israel. They looked at the guy. I went, no, you're not getting on the plane. You look like a hobo. B, you look crazed. You look like an insane man. No, we're not going to. You can't do this. Here, it's like, hey, we can't judge. We can't judge. Maybe we should judge just a little bit. That's all
you're
I'm
right.
saying.
There is a level of like you're whack, dude. I mean, that's all. There's a you're whack, dude level that you're out.
Right.
There's another piece of this too.
Fine with that.
Why this whole thing of, well, we can't have sometimes justice and sometimes not justice. Our system has to be uniformly applied in all situations to all people. Really? It seems to me, if I read history correctly, throughout history, when there's been crises, justice has been allocated as necessary to protect the country. Period.
Right.
Period.
I agree.
That's it.
No, I think it's fine. Like
habeas corpus was taken away in the Civil War. That's it. Take it away.
Everybody wants some sort of mathematical basis to work everything, so everything's exactly level and the playing field's the same. Now, I'd be fine with a trained profiler standing at the airport going, hey, come here, you. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, fine.
Ask a couple of questions. Okay, go ahead, get on the plane. And I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way, I'm just looking at your eyes. I'm seeing your high.
That's right.
I'm seeing your look. You're fitting a profile.
The left side of your collar is flipped up kind of weird. Come here.
Right.
Go all the way. Let's just go.
You with the fanny pack.
That's right there.
Yes, with the suede fanny pack.
But no questions asked. That guy
You're
just
out.
gets yanked.
You're out.
Yanked and taken out.
All right, Christopher, we got to move forward here.
Yeah,
We're trying to move
again.
Power forward, as you say.
We're powering forward. Melissa?
Yes?
Show of hands. Tommy Chong's house, the port.
Port.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah,
Go ahead. What's up, baby doll?
This weekend, my friend's coming down, and this guy that I really like, and he really likes me also, and we want to have sex, and
Wait. How long have you known this guy?
since June.
How did you meet him?
Internet.
He came down here to visit his friend who's over here, who lives next to me.
And you met him at your friend's house?
Yeah.
How old is this guy?
He's 17.
She said she met him on the phone.
Said you met him on the phone, according to Anderson. No?
No. I met him in real life.
And then you've had a phone relationship since?
Yeah, basically, because he lives 3 hours away from here, and I haven't seen him since July.
All right.
That's not the guy you want to be having sex with, is it?
Well, because he's going to go away, and then you're going to get sad.
Yes, but no. I kind of just
no. Yes, but yes. Yes, but yes, Melissa. Not yes, but no. Yes, but yes.
What are you grabbing onto? What are you grabbing onto with this guy? Well, what's missing that you got to grab onto this guy?
I don't know. I just really like him.
It's a guy that's not available like Dad, who also moved away.
Where's your dad?
My dad? I don't know. My mom.
No. Oh, Drew! My God!
Oh, this is easy for him.
I know, but time after time.
So I smell pot. Who is it? Chris? Chris look a little guilty.
Who? What? Oh, Chris. Oh, who's someone in the studio?
I don't know. I smell it.
Chris smoking weed? Look at him. He's a mess. What do you want? He gets $10 an hour. He's got to kill the pain. He's got to numb himself.
I'm going to do a little rounds around here. I'm going to find it.
Really?
See the dog?
Okay. Dog smells ass. That's all that dog smells.
So why would you wait for this guy? Why would you just want this guy who you've been talking to on the phone since July to just you're planning the sex thing? You think it's going to make him stay or hook him?
I kind of just want to get it over with anyways, because
there you go. That's what I want my first experience to be.
Get it over with.
Well, that was how you were thinking about it, Chris. Be fair. That's how guys think about it.
But listen, so Melissa, here's what we're saying. We're saying your dad is abandoning the family, so there's some issues here.
So you're attracted. What's appealing and attractive is a guy that's out there, not available, not really truly intimately available to you. And him going away is even more alluring.
Yes.
It's not just him. There's this other guy I want to do it with also. But I don't think I have a chance with him, so...
Why?
What's mom?
Why? Where's Mama?
Is Mama around?
Mama is in the other room right now.
Yeah. How do you get along with her?
Not very well.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right, so, Melissa, you going to high school?
Yes.
What's the plan?
You're going to end up grabbing a burning telephone pole.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what happens.
If you're lucky. Yeah, what is the plan?
The plan, that is, I don't know, I get... Basically, I'll be A's and B's in school, and
Then
I
what?
have a pretty bright future. I'm gonna
Doing what? Doing what?
Hanging out with some guy from Bakersfield who you met on the phone. You've been talking on the phone since July?
Yeah.
There you go. That's looking up.
What's up?
I don't know, maybe something in like business or film production.
Where are you going to...
Is this guy a senator?
Astronaut. Where are you going to go to school?
I don't know, maybe down in LA or maybe up in Santa Cruz.
All right.
Do some science.
Could be anywhere.
I will
Sounds pretty
focus
smart,
on
like
that
she's thought
first.
about it.
Focus on school.
All right, so, Melissa, we're worried that you have sex with this guy, become bonded with the guy, and then he goes back.
It's not really just this guy. Like,
She just wants to have sex.
Right?
Basically, yes. I mean, yeah.
Do you have any female friends?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you have enough friends.
Really? I don't really keep track. I have quite a few friends, though.
That you hang out with, you care about you?
Yeah, yeah.
Not just people you get loaded with.
No.
Okay. And your mom? Maybe you should try to get that relationship a little stronger than what it
That's
is.
never really worked. Like, we're just really different and just kind of doesn't work.
Well, that's a story. That's a story you made up about your mom. Guess what? You're not really different. She came from your womb. You're not really different. Here's the deal. You go talk to your mom, and you tell her what you're telling us. Some 3 guys on the radio you never talked to before, and you talk to her about it. And you say you don't want judgment or whatever, but you... It's amazing. I thought my dad was just a guy I didn't get along with.
Right.
Until I finally understood who he was, that he was basically me, and that's, and that if you just talk to him, and hon, it just sounds like you're going, it's really, I have a daughter now, and she's 2, and like, I hear things differently now that I'm on the show since I had a kid, and for you to just want sex, to hook up with some guy, to be connected to something, when your mom's in the next room and you're not talking to her, it just seems like a shame in a way.
Empty.
Like,
right.
Just go to the next room and say, Mom, I'm thinking of having sex with 2 different guys. I don't want you to get mad. I just want to work it out.
I want to talk.
Yeah, I got to talk about it. Because I'll tell you what, all those dreams you just said will happen if you do that. If you hook up with some guy from lower Fresno, not real Fresno, but like even outside of Fresno.
Fresno adjacent.
Yeah, I know. Just, yeah, right. If you hook up with the guy like on the outskirts of Fresno and you think that's going to help you get to that school in Santa Barbara or whatever, ain't going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it ain't going to happen.
At least use protection. Because if you get pregnant, it's really not going to happen. Danielle?
Yeah?
You're 21?
Yeah.
What's up?
I had a baby about a year ago, and ever since then, I haven't really had any kind of sex drive whatsoever. It's killing my relationship with my fiancé, and it just seems to be the center of all of our problems.
Are you still breastfeeding?
No.
Are you on a medication?
No.
Are you menstruating normally now?
No.
Okay. Have you tried going on the birth control pill?
It makes me sick to my stomach, so I don't really take it.
And why aren't you menstruating normally? Anybody come up with a theory about that?
Ever since I got my period, it's been
You're
really
regular.
abnormal.
All right. And have you been depressed since the pregnancy?
I don't know, not really.
All right. It's very common for women to have a drop in libido after delivery, and it may be associated with a depression. It may just be associated with the massive hormonal fluxes of pregnancy. But oftentimes, a simple move like going on a birth control pill will restore some of that. Okay.
I know for my wife, there's also a pain memory that she has, and she's very tired.
She's mad at Chris for doing that to her.
There's got to be a residual thing. There's got to be a residual,
Don't do that to me again.
What do you think the snoring's about?
That's a
payback.
She's awake. She's awake the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a Curly Neal from the Three Stooges snoring. It's not a real snoring. She's like, beep, 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 beep. Come on, honey. You're just trying to keep me up.
Yeah.
It's a ship snore.
I'll tell you, the only the only thing worse than the one person snoring is the trio of people snoring. And that you're looking around like, can you get a witness kind of thing? I went to Vegas. Oh my God, I went to Vegas many years ago with Jimmy, Big Tad, who you know from the radio station, and his big brother. Who doesn't
big being the meaningful word there.
He's either farting or snoring or both. All 4 of us in one room, doubled up, 2 single beds, by the way. Me and Jimmy stuffed onto one, Big Tad and Bigger Tad on the other one.
That's gay.
And everybody...
Single beds?
Singles.
Like a twin?
This radio gig
like
doesn't pay very well. This whole radio gig just blows.
This is many years ago.
Oh, okay.
Everybody snoring like comical, like Jimmy, who I would have put at the top of the snoring list. By the way, and Jimmy's like Jimmy's like the best 198-pound guy is going to do, but he is no super heavyweight. You know what I mean? When you see the power, like you think, that guy, Roy Jones, a pretty crafty guy, has got a good right hand or something. But then when you see the power of one of these guys at 6'8", 265, you realize, oh, this is a different guy.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Then when you see a guy that's 300-plus pounds,
Jimmy is embarrassed.
And all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, I didn't
Minor
know.
league,
I didn't know. I thought this was the pinnacle. No, this is nothing compared to what.
So Tad's brother was.
But and you know, you got to be jowly because you have to. It's like how fat guys can only sing opera. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. You get the flap effect.
Yeah, it's good a voice as you might have. You need that girth to really sing opera, and it's the same with serious snoring. These three were just going, and I'm just staring at the ceiling and nothing, and they're just like, comma. You know, I mean, Tad's like, you really do think they're effing with you at a certain point when they're just doing things that have not, you know, the Seven Dwarves didn't sound like these guys.
Right,
the
Three Stooges making fun.
Yes, it's like if you were a director and you were directing them in a farcical comedy, you would tell them to
tone it down.
Bring it down, guys. Bring it down, guys. It's funny, a little too much.
Funny. I think you went a little too far with it. Let's bring it down.
It's a farce, but
it's a farce.
It's about Earth. It's about planet Earth.
Right. We're actually breaking the fourth wall down by this crazy knowledge.
Literally.
Yes.
Okay. In the meantime, Danielle's still on the phone.
Oh, who cares?
Okay. So Danielle,
right.
Danielle.
Chris cares.
Yeah.
And then there are newer things too. The nitric oxide, the pathway inhibitors, the Levitras and Cialis and Viagra.
For the ladies?
Yeah, there's some. It's not been approved for that yet, but I think obstetrician gynecologists might be trying that here and there.
Is it safe to say that if the Viagra works on a woman, that the Levitra will work on a woman? It's the same notion.
Is it a personal question here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just...
Levitra's more rapid acting, shorter acting.
No, I'm just saying, I think, you know, what Viagra came out for the fellas, and then a few months later, people figured out, hey, man, we'll give this to the ladies.
And it works for some.
Seemed to work on some.
Yep.
And then the newer versions of these, generations of these.
We have not really brought this up, so it's worth going into a little bit. The newer versions is there are two medicines coming out, or are out now. One is Levitra, which is very fast acting, lasts about 4 to 6 hours. And then Cialis, which is one you take on Friday, it lasts till Monday. But these
the weekend.
Wow.
I'm feeling a slutty drug. That's kind of odd.
But here's the deal: it only is activated during arousal. So just if you become aroused, something arouses you, it keeps it going, it kicks it in. Yeah.
So Christopher's like, wow, look at that chopped Bel Air.
Boing, flurbing,
wearing the sweatpants out in the street.
Well, because my wife, I got prostatitis actually right after her pregnancy because we had
it's been so long between action.
It had been so long, yeah, man. It was. I'm telling you.
You got to beat off.
And, you know, it's bad to have a disease with your penis and that system that has your own name in it. Prostatitis, not a good disease. You know, it's like really rubbing it in. Hey, it's the disease with me in it.
Prostatitis.
It's Titus's prosta.
Yeah, my prosta was jacked.
Wow. And is that?
But I had to go to the doctors, and you know, as of blood. No, it was not good.
You should be able to get a hand job from a nurse if you have prostatitis. I mean, like, this takes a professional jacking now.
My WGA insurance didn't cover that.
Professional jacking. Let's take a break. We're taking a break.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to help you, but Drew said we had to take a break.
Okay.
All right, so hold on a second. All right. Christopher Titus in studio tonight. Brian, when we come back, is sleeping with a married woman. Got caught. Want to talk about that. All right, all that after this.
Thank you for calling LoveLine. Your call will be answered in the order it seems interesting.
Call LoveLine. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
Hey, everybody. LoveLine with Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Christopher Titus in here tonight. Christopher's going to be at the Improv on December 31st. You know, it's New Year's Eve. 9 to 11, and then you get your asses home and you blow into those noisemakers.
Get your New Year's on.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying.
All right. So now we were going to talk to Brian, but Brian dropped off, but that's all right. That's what you call serendipity, Drew, because I want to talk to Callie anyway, who's 15, and says she was raped by a guy who is now offering her money to drop the charges. Callie? Yeah.
Callie? It sounds like we're not on with her.
You'd have
to put her on. Push 4.
Oh, didn't I hit her thing?
I just did. There we go. All right. Callie?
Hello?
There we go.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, I'm 15, and like about a year and a half ago, I started going over to my cousin's house, who's 23, and she has kids, and her husband started like coming on to me and like, you know, like kind of like making me do stuff with him or whatever, right?
When you were 13, you were 13.
I was 14. I just turned 14.
How come you didn't tell somebody right away?
Because he had done this to my other cousin, too.
Well, that explains it. That's why she wouldn't tell anybody.
If the guy's on a roll, he's on a roll.
If he's done 5 or 6 other people, then you, of course, keep it very secret.
You know, Callie comes from a bad home. And
I'm trying to see if she's been abused before.
Were you abused before this?
Not that I know of.
All right, so no sexual abuse. Any physical abuse, you think?
Well, I had a really messed up life.
Tell us about it.
Well, while this was going on, I was living by myself with my 16-year-old brother and my other cousin that he did this to also.
Where are your parents?
My dad...
Aspen. I'm going to Aspen.
My dad moved in with his wife because she moved out, and he moved in with her, and I don't talk to my mom.
Why?
She's got a lot. She's like manic depressive, bipolar, and I just don't want to deal with her. So.
Are you an emancipated minor?
No.
Are you a runaway?
No.
You just live with a 16-year-old?
Not anymore. I did.
Oh, well, forgive me.
All right. Come on, Drew. Where do you live now?
I kind of live with my aunt, but I don't really have any rules or anything. I just...
Do you go to school?
No.
No, that's a no. Yeah.
All right. That's all right. My sister dropped out of the 9th grade. I saw her in the 9th grade. Fine.
I got kicked out.
Not so fine that she could give me a goddamn bottle of wine, for the holidays, but fine. You got kicked out of school.
For not going a lot.
It's kind of funny, yeah. You don't show up. So I guess the same with work,
Yeah.
You've missed the last 3 months. You're fired, Phil. Okay. I'd say come in and clean out your locker, but there's nothing in it. You've never been here.
You never brought anything here, yeah.
This is the first conversation we've ever had. You've never actually filled out an application. Who are you?
I'm the boss. You're fired.
Let me introduce myself. All right. So this guy raped. Now, how much money is he? And by the way, why has he offered you money? Have you threatened to tell somebody?
No, I did tell. What happened was, I never planned on ever letting this get out unless his wife, my cousin, found out. Mm-hmm. And she found out, and...
How did she find out?
Somebody...
she reads the trades.
Yeah.
Somebody made an anonymous phone call. And
somebody who watched him do something to you? I mean, did you make an anonymous phone call?
Well, because it's really messed up, because he was like... take me out and stuff like that. And
all right. Okay. So this guy is a predator.
Yeah.
But criminal. it all sort of fits into the general dynamic of the horrible, abusive family that you come from.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. How much money does he offer? Just out of curiosity.
He's not offering it. His uncle is.
Okay.
Well, how much money is his uncle offering?
$10,000 for each of us.
For each of the girls that he messed with?
You know, it was funny. It's like I was expecting her to go $175.
Yeah.
And I was going to go, this is an outrage. You can't put a price on dignity. And this is a criminal. And this criminal needs to be dealt with. And I was like, $10,000. Like,
well, that's like a really nice used Sentra to maybe drive the hell away from your life.
Yeah, it's a decent chunk of change there.
By the way, how many times this guy messed with you?
I am 15. I mean, and I'm living on my own. $10,000 will help me.
Well, God, this is a man.
Yeah, okay, but now listen, Callie. And by the way, I don't believe this guy with his $10,000.
Right.
Like you're ever going to see.
No, it's a for sure thing. It's
really?
We're doing it.
You're 15. How do you know that?
Yeah, what do you know? If you,
how do you? I mean, I'm just how do you
guy
know?
Bonded? Does he have a briefcase that's chained to his arm?
Yeah, is there some
handcuffs?
sort of?
How do you know?
But count number that you make a phone call and dial in your code.
If she doesn't get the money, she's going to the cops.
Well,
You know what I mean?
this all came about. The guy and me, we have a mutual friend, and he has the money, and I've seen it. And
All right, whatever. Listen, Kelly, but here's the problem. This guy's going to keep being
okay.
your
You've
predator.
seen $10,000. The guy showed you the 10,000.
There's a meeting in a park.
20,000. Okay.
Wow.
I'd be afraid they're going to kill her if she takes
Tom Hagen brought it over, showed him, went back. They're making a deal.
Here's the whole thing too. By the way, you get that $10,000, that'll kill you. You'll just start doing coke until your head explodes.
That concerns me.
You know, think about what your jack-off friends, I should say mine and Christopher's jack-off friends would have done out of school with 15 grand.
Oh my God.
Or 10 grand. They just gone insane. And gone insane and killed themselves.
Hey, without that, I fell into a bonfire.
Yeah.
I had $40 for beer.
Free of charge.
Yes.
All right, so Callie, how about you go to the police? How about you report this guy? How about you start on the road back to recovery? How about you throw yourself at the...
It's been reported. He's paying me. I've already went to trial. I've already given a testimony. They're paying me money to go in there and say that I lied.
Okay, so there's already legal people involved. Okay,
and so you could have a legal problem for
perjury.
Perjury, yeah.
All right.
And by the way, hon, one of the smartest things wait, listen, in your life, one of the smartest things you've done, because we all get the life's been jacked up, mom's depressed. One of the smartest things you did in your life so far is to actually go to trial and testify against this guy.
Right.
And no matter what happens, you've already got the legal thing going.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to give her the money and then accuse her of extortion.
Yeah.
And perjury.
And you're 15 too.
And she's going to go to jail.
This guy's thought about this a lot. You know, I was thinking even worse. I was thinking, if this guy's already done this to kids, I was thinking, you know, you might find yourself in an accident. I'm not kidding. Yeah. And that's, as you were talking, I just had a vibe that...
Yeah, this guy's bad.
Yeah, just to shut you up. By the way, you show any 15-year-old 10 grand, that's the most money ever in the world.
Right.
And so you know, what do you want out of life, man? You know, life's going the way it's going right now, and if you go right now with the 10 grand, what's going to happen? What's the next level? You know, what's the next level? He doesn't pay you. He hurts you. You know,
and it's all gone in 9 months anyway. So it's academic.
That's if she isn't accused of perjury and extortion.
Right. Yes,
which she could be.
Yes,
or killed.
Save his money. You keep forward and throw yourself on the mercies of the court and tell them that you need help for your situation.
Everybody's got a video camera. That's all he had to do. All he has to do is bring you the money somewhere, videotape it, show it to the court. You're screwed, girl. You're actually...
She extorted me. She insisted I pay 10 grand.
Right. Right. This never happened.
She's going to keep saying that I did this to her unless I pay her.
Do you hear what we're saying?
Yeah, she got that.
Because, by the way, we're evil people who've actually thought of all this stuff, except for Drew. But Adam and I have thought about this stuff many times, how to get out of stuff.
Execute it.
Adam,
I got a family.
On radio, going out live.
Man, I think it seems like an intercom on a ship sometimes. I forget. I think we're just blowing into the hole.
But what do you feel like? Why are you considering this?
Yeah, I'm considering it.
Do you see what's going to happen, though? Do you see what's going to happen? This guy's already gone after a 14-year-old girl, 2 of them. Do you actually believe now he's going to step up and do the right thing by trying to pay off? Which is not the right thing, but he's trying to make it right?
He doesn't know anything about me getting this money.
All right. Listen, Callie.
He knows.
He knows. Trust me.
It sounds really messed up. I know.
Listen, here's the deal.
It doesn't sound really messed up.
Stay the course with the prosecution. That's what you need to do. That's it. And listen, all you horrible, horrible abandoning parents out there, please.
Oh, my God.
And, by the way, for your kids' sake, for our sake, too. I mean, you got a dog, you throw him over the fence, you decide not to feed him, the neighborhood's going to have to chip in, clean up the crap, take the dog to the vets, get the worms taken out, feed him, and then deal with the bites when he inevitably turns on the mailman. This is, I really want, the notion that you can just crank out as many kids as you want and sort of take care of them if you please, and if you're not in the mood, you don't really have to. Or maybe you'll take care of the newer ones you had over in Florida, but the 3 you had when you were in Wisconsin, those ones can fall by the wayside.
They were practice kids.
Didn't
really work out, moving on.
Meant to pull out, the condom broke. The idea that you're not really held responsible for them, the actions or the financial burden that they put on society is just that whole part, the sort of casualness that we have about that, but the sort of way we freak out over anything to do with building permits or automobiles. We're pretty crazy with stuff like no front license plates and illegal tints.
Or safety regulations not being followed in some sort of shop.
Right.
Yeah, but the
Right.
parents can just walk away from their kids because they're manic depressive. And by the way, hear her buying it? She was buying it. She's like, yeah, she's manic depressive, and you know how it is.
Right.
Yeah, you're 14 years old. Yeah, I don't care. She should be taking care of you.
Right. Again, when I do the vote, and the first one is we want the guys at Tommy Chong's house stealing his computer, or down at the docks checking the containers coming in from Jakarta.
What's the second one, Adam?
Second one is do we want to address the neglectful parents who are basically cranking out kids and then shoving them out into the societal pool, having us all have to pitch in and take care of these kids? Or do we want to keep focusing on the handicap ramp that the stripper can't get up so she can dance out of a wheelchair, and focus our entire legal and police efforts on those kinds of situations? You know, it just seems like a little too much on the small businessman, and why, for instance, I had to have a door that was 32 inches regulation to get a wheelchair through in my house that takes 170 stairs to get to.
That no wheelchair could ever be
Impossible.
Impossible.
Well, let me tell you this. My aging grandmother is basically in a wheelchair and a walker, and it's been that way for about 5 years. She can't come to the house.
Right.
Can't get her up. She can't test that 28-inch bathroom door with her wheelchair because there's no way to get her and her wheelchair up into my house short of a pack of Egyptian slaves. I mean, it's not going to work. But yeah, that's the point. We're a little too much stuck on the wheelchair accessible stuff and the ramps and the regulations, and not quite so much on the parenting.
Did you say you wanted to mention why you're dressed the way you are?
No.
Okay.
Only to you guys. No, I mean, here's what I realized. Yes, thank you. I wasn't going to bring it up on the air, but I'm wearing a ridiculous sweatsuit.
However, you got to remember how you normally come in here.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't look so ridiculous.
All right, but here's the point.
It's velour with red piping.
I'm wearing a velour
nice
with red
velour.
piping. I'm wearing the kind of sweatsuit that you would see a guy who carries a purse
Yes.
wear.
In the 70s.
And not purse, shoulder purse, man purse, but still purse.
Yes.
Yeah. And let's face it, it's the attire that it's a black man who is carrying a purse and on a cell phone simultaneously would be wearing. I'm also wearing a white turtleneck with the word Ace.
Which, the Ace Hardware, you're actually going to wear an Ace Hardware turtleneck, which I don't know if they're giving you free stuff, but nice. It looks good on you.
It does. My nickname around the office is Ace, so Tony Barbieri, a guy I work with, got me this ensemble. I put it on today with some white hush puppy loafers that we got when we did the Howie Mandel show.
Oh, my
it seems
God.
like 70, 80 years ago.
It feels that way. I know we did it.
So now I'm walking, and a Kango hat, a fur Kango hat.
Oh,
so
yeah,
now
you were
I'm
in there for a while.
Now I'm walking around because I'm going to Jimmy's this morning, and I know Tony's going to be there, and I'm going to surprise him because the night before he gave me his gift, I'm going to be wearing his gift and impress him, which is great, except for when I was done with Jimmy's, I had to go get some gas, go buy a pie, go run some errands, and now I realize I'm walking around like a retard now.
You look like the white assistant to like Russell Simmons from Def Jam. That's what you look like, the white guy they send out.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, Russ, far up, medium 5, bulk. Gee, good golly. What do you fellas, should we raise the roof or the house of the ceiling? Yeah, so now I'm walking around with the Kango hat and the crazy velour with the red piping and the hush puppy shoes. Realize that now people just think I'm a mental patient who's escaped. And you wish you could give people a context. I couldn't. And I decided, now I'm staying in it. I'm staying in it.
I don't think realize how you look the way you usually dress.
That's another thing. This is another thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I look lazy, but I don't look stupid.
You look homeless, but not weird.
Homeless and lazy, but not. What's this guy trying to pull off?
But on the scale of how people sort of react, you recoil in either case.
All right.
So it has the same effect on people.
This is my point, and now I'm thinking about this because when I slipped into this outfit, it became a uniform. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with Drew, though. Drew said, dude, like, the way you usually looks
Right.
like you don't give an F, and the way you look now is like that you actually give an F now, but you really made a huge mistake.
Whatever it is, you're going across the street and walking. Either way, you're not going on the same side of the sidewalk. As
I
you.
got caught trying. Is the problem. But here's what I'm saying about the uniform, which I could now say with this, is before, when you see me wearing the same pair of sweatpants 3-4 days in a row and the same button-up shirt 3-4 days in a row, you realize, okay, this guy has a hygiene problem. He has a self-esteem problem. He may have an impairment emotionally.
Neurologically.
You pick an outfit. You wear the same thing for 100 days in a row. No one says anything. This becomes your uniform. You're like a cop. Right. No one says, hey, Bert, you're wearing the same blue shirt and hat. Yeah, that's what I do. That's my thing.
Uniform.
I want to establish a uniform for myself so I can be just as lazy, if not lazier than I was before. Instead of wearing the old sweatpants 3 days in a row, I wear them 365 days a year. No one says anything because it's me in my uniform. I put on some clean slacks. People got questions.
You act like one of those bad acting teachers that were were on Playhouse 90 years ago, and then you go to his house and take acting lessons. That's what you're dressed as now. All right, today we're going to work on moments.
Right.
That's what you look like.
I need a rope bracelet with this. I need some dangle with this. All right, Christopher Titus, and maybe a Nugget watch. Christopher Titus is here tonight, going to be at the Improv on the 31st. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody. LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Christopher Titus is in studio tonight. Christopher's going to be at the Improv on New Year's Eve doing his one-man show or extended comedy set, hour and 20 minutes of comedy. I call that a one-man show. And that's going to be about 9 to 11, and then get the F out of there and go home and celebrate any way you can. But it's not a New Year's show, per se. They're not going to ring in the new year. Also going to have a Showtime special coming out soon enough in the new year, so keep an eye on listings. All right. Let's talk to Renee, who's 23. Renee.
Yes.
What's up?
I have a problem. I like sex too much, but I want to know a way that I can handle it without sleeping around so much.
How about a relationship?
Been in those.
Oh, done with those, yeah.
Well?
No, seriously. It's like, even in relationships, it's too much for the guy, and I've scared a few people away, so.
How much? What do you mean?
I mean, I like it multiple times a day, and during the actual act of sex, I'm a squirter, which means I female ejaculate, and thank you.
Titus could have used you when he was humping that telephone pole on the beach.
I have
put the fire out.
Renee, get in there.
Thank you, Renee.
Don't ask questions. Just get in there. I'm this
Where were you when I was 17,
I'm
Renee?
this close to wasting a Stroh's on him. Now get in there.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys haven't had that before, so they get kind of freaked out, and say no.
Yeah, but okay, listen.
This is not
Renee, you got to wrap, because first off, there are plenty of young guys who can take as much as you can possibly give them.
Yep. But at the same time,
and quiet down. And we've talked to plenty of guys that are in with the squirters, and
no problem.
They love it. They develop a taste for it. And
they're disappointed. Yeah, they're disappointed.
Not but it's got to be one of those things. You're like, look what I did.
Absolutely.
You're like, hey.
Of course.
Right.
I'm also a multiple, so once I've came a few times, yay, that's a warm-up for me. And, I've come a few times, so the guy gets off, and he's like, oh, I'm done. I'm like, wait a minute, you're done? No. That was foreplay. Hello? Hi, me, more, please.
Hey, Renee.
Are you a puncher?
Am I a puncher?
Yeah. When you get in fights with guys, are you a puncher? Are you a swinger?
Who says I get in fights with guys?
Do you ever, you've been in a lot of relationships. You don't do relationships anymore, right? It can't be just a sex issue.
Tomorrow, so
he gets out of jail tomorrow. See, the only girl I knew that I dated a girl. I had two of them actually, that were this sexy. They just wanted sex all the time. Were both fairly violent.
Oh yeah,
and they would. I mean, one would just hit me like out of the blue.
Right. Well, that's it's for not paying attention.
Is that what it is?
Hey, no.
Renee. Hey,
Titus,
just
you're
shut
a
up.
stud. That's,
Shut up.
Hey, you're a stud, so hey, go ahead.
He's a stud. Now listen to me. Here's the thing. Guys are freaked out by you because of your weird energy, not because of your sexual prowess. And you do have a bizarre energy that drives guys away and freaks guys out, most importantly. And by the way, whenever we talk about, like, the girls, like, hey, she's just too hot for the fellas, so freaks them out. They can't take it. It's more like, no,
Never heard
this broad is nuts.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that she wants to get it on 13 times a day. It's that she's nuts. That's why I'm splitting. Believe me, if she was totally sane and just wanted to get on 13 times, especially when you're talking about a 22, 24-year-old guy, I'll just do it till my crank fell off.
That doesn't exist. That does not exist, unfortunately.
Without the nuts.
Unfortunately,
yes, Renee. You got serious energy driving your vagina, and it's insanity. And you got to look into that. And you trying to figure out why guys don't want to do it as much as you do, or why your libido's set at a higher setting. It's all rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. You get a therapist and start working on these serious issues you have.
Well, no,
and issues with men as well.
Like, it's
No,
not.
it is it. No, it is it. He's right. You know, a lot of guys saw Fatal Attraction when they're 8, 9 years old. They were dating around 10, 11 years old. And you know what? I've dated a lot of women because of my mom and stuff that were just had this. There's a bit of psychosis going on. It's not just sex. Because I'll tell you what, if you were like, Leave It to Beaver's mom and all you wanted was sex, there's no problem.
Every time,
up. Bam, let's go, woohoo! Yeah, they'll make me some cookies and let's do it again. That's what would have happened. But there's something going on besides that making guys go, holy dude, I got to tell you about this chick. Yes, the booty's good, but oh my God, she's going to kill me in my sleep.
Actually, no, I scared a guy away because I wanted sex so much.
Okay,
that's what he said.
Renee,
how many guys do you know say, have you ever heard that?
No. Just keep clinging to that. All I'm saying
Adam's
is...
got a sour look on his face.
All we do is we read energy, and we read cadence, and we read dialects, and we read voices. And Renee's got serious issues with guys. And she's angry, and she's a head case. And these
she's
are all
attracted to criminals.
And she's got a boyfriend that's getting out of the joint shortly. Yeah. This is all you need to focus on. And the whole part about, hey, I like to get it on. And people love to do that. They love to take their problems, and they love to just
they're upside. They're upside. Turn their upside into a problem and not bring up the problem.
I'll tell you my problem. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
There you go.
And let me tell you, I'm the kind of person, I'll tell you what I think. I won't hold back. I'll tell you my feelings. A lot of people have trouble with that. No, you're an a-hole. Well, shut the F up.
I have integrity.
And it's aggressive.
I won't let things go.
You're aggressive. That's the thing.
Right. You're aggressive, and you rub everyone the wrong way. And look, if you can't hold a relationship down... No, not you.
You too, Chris. No, actually, Chris too, yeah.
Quick question for Titus over here. Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 19.
So, by the way, she's never going to face it, by the way.
No.
She's not going to face...
Well, there's abuse and trauma behind that.
Yeah,
trauma
there's something going
very
on.
difficult.
Absolutely. Just pray she doesn't have any kids.
When she was talking, I was like, oh, man, she's going to uncork right here.
Hey, Jacob, we only got a minute.
Go.
You got a question for Chris?
Yeah, I do. I just want to say,
down.
Adam, Drew, you guys kick ass.
Thank you.
I've been listening to your show for like 7 years.
40 seconds.
Now you have 40 seconds.
Anytime. Kick out the question, baby.
Yeah, you too, Christopher Titus. You kick ass too. I watched every one of your TV
12
shows.
seconds.
30 seconds.
Kick it out. It's a countdown now.
What kind of car should I get? A 71 Chevelle Super Sport or a 57 Ford Roadster?
57 Ford Roadster?
Yeah.
Super Sport's gonna be worth more. Super Sport's a muscle car. Yeah, get the Super Sport. Also, it's also seems from what you sound like it fits your personality a bit.
Yeah, it's
got
a roof.
57. By the way, are you big? Are you good with cars? Are you real good with them?
I'm trying to go to school right now.
Here's the thing. 57 is going to take you a ton of money, a ton of time to get what you want. That Chevelle's already got there. They still make the parts. You can get them down at your AutoZone. Get the Chevelle.
All right, get the Chevelle. Plus, he's calling from Alaska. It doesn't need a convertible.
Jesus Christ.
Never be able to take it out of the
From
garage.
Alaska? What are you doing? You got to get...
How's he going to get it up there?
All right, listen.
Airlifted.
Who cares?
Let's go.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Here it is. Bottom line, it sucks being single today. Tons of lame people and no decent prospects. Call the Dateline. Call the Dateline. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE. LoveLine will be right back. So get your problems ready.
LoveLine is brought to you by Trojan, America's most trusted condom for over 80 years.
the show. Thrice in here tomorrow night, by the way. And yes, Christopher.
We didn't name my kid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think Mahalo. I don't like that.
Let's take a shout out to that kid.
It couldn't hurt. And also with the Titus, I mean, I'm always a fan of alliteration, you know.
Terry Titus. Thomas Titus.
Tex is nice.
Tex
Titus.
That guy is going to...
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough Tex Titus.
Your actually name will back people down. What's your name, Tex Titus? I don't want to fight you.
Yeah. There's a guy named Randy Goldstein over here. I'm going to go kick...
The Goldstein kid. He gets his ass beat every week.
Tito Titus?
Tex Titus, we're going to stay away from... but not timely, Drew.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Christopher Titus, everybody. You can find him at the Improv on the 31st out here. That's the Melrose Improv.
Melrose Improv, yes.
The one and only. All right, so until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.